Hi everyone, thanks for coming out tonight. I'm Kim Mayer, I'm the executive director here at the Old Stone House, and as you may have gathered, this is our big battle commemoration weekend. So we are delighted to have the members of the Farce here this evening for their, I think, is it their 5th year, Tanya? I can't remember. But anyway, Dylan Yates is our scholar in residence here at the Old Stone House, and he's just a wonderful support to us in terms of our history research, and he's a lot of fun, which is how history should be. It should be fun and interesting, and for those of you that are interested, tomorrow is our big commemoration event, so there'll be living history reenactors, muskets, and all kinds of great cooking going on. I think you might be able to find some s'mores at the hearth, so please come out and join us. And I'd like to thank Tanya Hopkins, our neighboring food historian, for overseeing a taste of a bee's knees with Fort Hamilton gin. So thank you to all our friends and supporters, and thanks for being here tonight. And small people, you need to be back on the lawn and sitting down with your grown-ups, please. Okay, thank you. Dylan Yates.
Hear ye, hear ye. Welcome to our off Flatbush revival of the Battle of Brooklyn, a farce of 2 acts. As Kim said, my name is Dylan Yates, and it's my great honor to be the scholar in residence here at the Old Stone House. First, I want to thank the patriot martyrs slain on this hallowed ground for being such good sports about this. Second, I want to thank everyone who helps make the Old Stone House live up to the charge of the site that it occupies. Be sure to check out their new contemporary art exhibit, Nothing is Fixed, curated by Jeremy Dennis upstairs. Finally, I want to thank our incredible cast, band, and crew, as well as you, the audience, for making my dreams come true. Please join us at the American Legion, just 2 blocks south on 5th between 6th and 7th, for free pizza and a cash bar after the show. The play you are about to see was written a quarter millennium ago to make fun of the Battle of Brooklyn, which happened right here. After the Continental Congress declared independence from Great Britain in July 1776, American servicemen at Bowling Green tore down the gilded statue of King George III as British warships amassed in the Narrows to take their colony back. The British offered Americans a month to come to their senses and reaffirm their loyalty to the king without punishment. In response, Washington dispatched his old friends, the Lord of Sterling, General William Alexander of New Jersey, the namesake of this middle school, and General John Sullivan of New Hampshire to defend the newly declared nation's most important port. On August 22nd, 30,000 British and Hessian troops landed at Gravesend and began preparing to confront the Americans who had fortified the hills surrounding the separate village of Brooklyn. 4 days later, Pennsylvania volunteers encountered British scouts in Simon Bergen's watermelon patch on 36th Street and 3rd Ave, and the fighting began. Sterling led 1,000 Marylanders, Delawares, Pennsylvanians, and New Yorkers to confront twice that number of British regulars at the Red Lion Inn on the corner of Gowanus Road and Martens Lane, now in Greenwood Cemetery. Sullivan led another 1,000 troops from New England and New Jersey to confront Hessians at Flatbush Pass, now in Prospect Park. However, most of the British troops took Kings Highway over to Broadway Junction, which was barely defended, and then back down Atlantic Avenue so they could surprise Sterling and Sullivan's troops from behind. British troops under the General Charles Cornwallis took this house to block Americans from trying to escape the trap they had set for them. Sullivan surrendered immediately and tried to make a deal. Sterling, on the other hand, did not go easy. He personally led 400 Marylanders to charge this house over and over again to draw British fire so other patriots could swim across the Gowanus. Once the bulk of the Americans were safely across, Sterling and his men led his men up the hill to surrender to the Hessians, despite their reputation for cruelty, so he could deny any British officer the satisfaction. Humiliated and horrified, Washington pulled the remaining troops back to Manhattan to fight another day, the first of many strategic retreats that enabled the American victory 7 years later. The real Battle of Brooklyn was notable for its absurdly poor planning, but also its heroic creativity. The play Battle of Brooklyn shows a different sort of cunning. This farce was written in the immediate aftermath of the battle and supposedly performed at the King's Head Tavern at Brooklyn Ferry. The anonymous author was probably someone like the character that I play, Sterling's attendant, Joe King. Joe King is just your average Joe from Kings County, who supports the king and is taken to Joe King. In the play, he seems to be trying to explain to an audience of British officers that whatever role he played for the Americans, he always knew the fight for independence was a scam. In occupied Brooklyn in the fall of 1776, British troops took whatever they wanted from suspected rebels and sent sympathizers to freeze to death on prison ships in Wallabout Bay. Perhaps the more Joe King mocked the American cause, the better the British would treat him. When I stumbled upon this play, I couldn't believe it wasn't better known, but then I read it. It was incredible but unintelligible, so I cut out the confusing elements, mostly arcane Anglican jokes about Presbyterians, so the rest could shine. I added a narrator for clarity, but all the words that the characters say are in the original. And as part of this commitment to historical accuracy, since this play was first performed at a tavern in wartime, we decided not to completely memorize our lines, and we're going to be reading from these reproduction scripts. This play is hysterical and historically important. It mocks the fight for a nation that never lived up to its founding ideals, which is fun and cathartic, but also quite depressing. But more importantly, it reminds us that deep and irreconcilable divisions have plagued this land for centuries. But artistry and humor can make a very bad situation just a little bit better. So with that, we present The Battle of Brooklyn, a farce of 2 acts. Here we find Lord Sterling and his local attendant Joe King at an apartment in Brooklyn Heights. Washington had befriended Sterling during the French-Indian War and made him a general as soon as the Revolution began.
Oh, honest Joe! Oh, damn the fellow, where can this king be?
Why, here, my lord, devil damn me so. Pray, who do you damn so?
Oh, my dear Joe, the cares that distracted split this poor head of mine.
Split? Yes, by heaven. You drank enough last night to split the head of an Indian.
Insolence! In future, know me for your master, your lord.
I must hold a candle to this devil. My lord, I beg your pardon. I meant no harm. You know I'm given to joking, and you formerly encouraged me in it.
Oh, forgive me, honest Joe. The public cares so weigh upon me that they quite destroy my constitutional good humor. The British regulars are near to us, and every moment we expect them over the hills.
But your lordship has so long and so uniformly wished to meet them that I thought the nearer the prospect, the better you would have been pleased. You will no doubt roast and split and pickle these redcoat fellows.
We are to meet this day to determine in council what to do with them. I am for surrounded. Surround is the word with me. But if we were 20 times the number, I say surround them all. But these gripes, Joe, and my canteens are empty. Go to the commissary and get my canteens filled. And by all means, my good Joe, be at home when I return.
Canteens filled, and then thy whole soul will be in thy canteens. That is, if he has credit enough with the commissary even to fill them. And yet this most ignoble man is the chosen vessel to execute the Lord's work? Ill-fated country, when will this delusion end? Here we find General Noah, General John Sullivan's attendant at Gowanus Heights, awaiting the British assault. Colonel Jeremos Remsen from Queens approaches.
Oh, heaven! He's wounded and out of senses! Dear Colonel Remsen, can you speak? Oh, dear God! What merciful escape I get this time! Gentlemen, have you seen my regiment? No! Where did you leave it? Lord help us, how near is the enemy? Oh God, oh God, oh God! Do I have blood? Come on me in any place? Blood? No! Nor can I see anybody coming after you. Your hurt, I fancy, is fear, Colonel. Your wound must be sought for in your breeches. Compose yourself and tell us what happened.
Well, I will tell you then. I was, yes now, one the head of my regiment, close behind Sean Van Dienen's lane. I keep my eye up Arian Mortis's lane. I see, just by the ground, something creep. I say my regiment, take care of yourself, boys! They begin for to run. My horse, he see the danger too. He carry me off. God know I get here. I believe the rest are all dead or taken prisoners.
Dead, killed, no! Nor any of them hurt, except of 4 or 5 that you rode over. Why? There was not a British regular within a mile when you took fright. Oh, you ungodly coward!
Here we find Elizabeth Phillips Gates, the wife of one of Washington's most trusted generals, and her chambermaid, Betty, in a room at Brooklyn Heights. Loyalist newspapers reported that Congressman Benjamin Harrison procured prostitutes for Washington.
After council, mem, General Gates will wait of you. Till then, he begs your patience, as the time is near that he is to meet the rest of the generals.
Oh, council! A pretty collection of councillors indeed. Well, since it must be so, you shall give me the narrative of Harrison and your general, my sweet chambermaid. It will beguile the time.
$50, and hard ones too, with a promise of 50 times as much, was irresistible. But, oh, the nasty beast, I almost puke at the recollection. Harrison is such a slobbering, odious, unsavory smelling creature. I wonder how any woman in the world could sleep at night by his side.
And yet, you see, that $50 hard made you put up for a night with all the inconveniency of bad smells.
Your ladyship wronged me very much. Why, Harrison snored within an hour, and the first snore was signal for my retreat. I should have stayed. I am sure I should have been a corpse had I been obliged to stay much longer.
And there your affairs ended with Harrison, did they not, Betty?
Yes, my lady, for when Harrison found I could not abide him, he proposed to introduce me to General Washington. The general was a very pretty gentleman, and I consented to it on purpose to get rid of Harrison. The general is the sweetest, meekest, melancholy gentleman, and he's such a warrior. Oh, ma'am, I shall always love the general.
And among his other qualifications, the most liberal.
Why, my lady, I will tell you honestly, His Excellency gave me a $30 bill. He assured me it would have been more, but that he had been obliged to pay Harrison the $50 hard that he had given me first. Now, ma'am, is not Harrison a dirty fellow in every shape that you can view it?
No great things, girl, to be sure, from your account of him. Neither is your meek, melancholy hero Washington, from my own observation.
Lord, ma'am, did Washington not order for the king's flame to be pulled down and the head cut off? For God's sake, ma'am, what would you have of a hero?
My dear Betty, none but a little-minded barbarian would have suffered the arts to be trampled underfoot as he did, as in the case of the king's statue. Oh, dear husband Horatio, that you should sully your laurels in the abominable cause of Republican tyrants and smugglers in power, to be a renegade for such miscreants. It almost distracts me.
whoopie doodle, did forget how the blues come, sir. How it made me shake and sweat in spite of being wrong. Here we find Generals Washington, Sterling, and Sullivan in council atop Cobble Hill, a command center so named because it was elevated by cobblestones. American troops conscripted Brooklynites to build a line of forts from Wallabout Bay to Gowanus Creek in order to defend downtown Brooklyn.
Gentlemen, spies from Flatbush inform that the regulars are making a disposition to cross the hills near that place. Lord Sterling, with his usual intrepidity and precision, has reconnoitered their numbers, which he finds to be about 7,000. General Sullivan has appointed the hill with exquisite judgment, where the brigades under him and Lord Sterling are to act as occasion may require. 12,000 men are allotted for the service of sending them back to their ships. I, with 8,000, will stay within these lines, unless our present deliberations alter this plan of operation. My lord, the council expects your opinion.
Well, I rise to give it to the most respectable and most puissant council of general officers that this or any other age has ever produced. I am for surrounding, and when we've got them hemmed in, I am for sending them to our noble commander-in-chief. Who knows what to do with them?
A pompous, flimsy, drunken fool. His lordship's ideas are exceedingly surrounding. I hope the practice may be as easy as the theory and that their numbers may not exceed 7,000, but the council holds the opinion of General Washington and myself. Our deliberations are at an end, and we cannot be soon enough to our different posts.
Well then, I am for my post. Gentlemen, farewell.
Now, a little sober reasoning, General Sullivan. My apprehensions from the king's troops, believe me, are trifling compared with the risk we run from the people of America at large. The tyranny that our accursed usurpation has made necessary, I fear, will soon make them see through our disguise. Their rage, no doubt, will be heightened by the slaughter that will probably ensue, and we as members of the Congress will fall the first victims of it. Oh, Sullivan, my heart never consented to this ruin of my native country.
My dear General, the moments for reflection are elapsed, irrecoverable. Our safety is first in conquest. If that is denied to our endeavors, I am sure that we can maintain better terms from our much injured sovereigns than we could from our more injured country.
Our soldiers are a standing miracle to me. They resign their thinking to us in a case where their all is at stake, and do not yet discover that we make them the engines of our power at the expense of all that is dear and sacred to them as men. Our hope, my dear Sullivan, is in you. Every command of ground is ours with a perfect knowledge of all the woods. These advantages double the strength of our men. If we cannot defend these, I know of no place we can.
All things that depend on me will, I hope, meet with your approbation. I shall aim to infuse such sentiments to the troops that our next meeting may be ushered in with greetings of congratulation. Till then, General, farewell.
Greetings of congratulation. Oh, could I congratulate myself on finding my lost peace of mind, on the restoration of my honor? Cursed ambition, what have I sacrificed to thee? Whoa, bless me, so late, and my engagements to a lady not complied with.
Here we find General Sterling and his attendant king in a position at Gowanus Heights around 3 o'clock in the morning. Hello, General Sterling, hello.
Oh, for God's sake! What is the matter?
Your lordship, there's been a great deal of shooting by the Red Lion Inn.
Shooting? But which way did it come from?
Bergen awakened me. He said there was a shooting in his field.
God bless me! Wait, shooting in his field? Was it near the house?
Very near. So I stole out, for I knew the road, dark as it was. Everything was still, as if nothing had happened. But I could hear the groans of dying men at a little distance. I have not heard or seen anything else.
So what are their numbers?
Well, there are not 50 of them, or there would have been some noise.
Oh, damn it! It's nothing but a scouting party. Come! We'll take a whistle from my canteens. It is a devilish raw morning, and I must have something to keep the cold out.
Here we find General Sterling and Sullivan on a hill above Gowanus Creek at around noon.
Well, my lord, will you make a disposition of your favorite scheme of surrounding?
Oh, for God's sake, dear General, don't mention it! I did not expect them, well, this way.
Let four brigades immediately take post at the bottom and extend as far as the stone house upon the left. If they should force these brigades to the hill, we can easily maintain this post against the united forces of Britain without loss and retreat to our lines when we please, unmolested.
The regulars are nearly up to them. You'll see. They will push directly, General.
I see they do push, but it's with their bayonets and our men are scampering towards us.
Oh, dear General, what shall we do now?
There's nothing to obstruct us to the rear, my lord. We will retreat in good time. Yep.
Oh, lost! Oh, Lord, undone, ruined, destroyed.
Amazement. What ails this man?
In the rear! There, in our rear, the regulars! No retreat! No retreat! Oh, General Sullivan! What do you think of it now?
I think that we heaven-born generals are apt to lead our troops to the devil.
Oh, but my dear General Sullivan, what shall we do?
Well, just do as you please. Every man is now his own general, so gentlemen, farewell.
Oh, Lord, incline their hearts to mercy. I hope that we are not of enough consequence to be hanged.
Here we find Noah, soon to be joined by King, in a room at Brooklyn Heights, after the American retreat across Gowanus Creek.
Notwithstanding your dirty condition, Mr. Noah, I congratulate you on your safe arrival in your old quarters, neither holed by musket balls or swelled up with salt water and creek mud. Thanks to my activity, I am not crab's meat with the rest. Welcome, Joe. Dripping from the creek, I see. But I am glad to see you alive.
Confirm it that I really am alive, for I have some doubts about it.
Don't you know me then?
As well as I know myself, Noah, but are we not both in the other world?
Why? And look about you, and you will find this to be the very room that we've inhabited for some time past. Behold, Joe, this pocket bottle, one half of its contents are prescribed to your conviction and restoration.
Well, now I return your congratulations, and I'm heartily glad to see you on this side of the grave. But, Noah, what has become of our generals?
Killed or taken prisoners. But I suppose the latter. My poor General Sullivan, I quite lament him.
Mine is under the same predicament, but I have not a pity for Sterling. Nor should I love you very much if I thought you serious in your lamentation. For God's sake, Noah, how came a man of your understanding in the capacity of Sullivan's servant?
Without doubt, I may have started with a regiment and probably have been myself a general by this time. But I saw through their topsy-turvy schemes. Though I was obliged to flow with the tide, I knew the post of honor will be the most private station. But Sullivan will be a loss to his family.
So will not Sterling. He will be a loss to nobody but those that find him. Had Sullivan any property?
Huh! Most excellent property, for he made the property of weakness, ignorance, and consequently had an extensive fund. But yours, was a title general, and I suppose very full of property, as he has often declared he was full of principle.
His principle, Noah, has for years past to be withhold other people's property from them. It's a maxim with this Congress at Philadelphia, that by the marvelous the vulgar are to be robbed of their reason. But heaven has rejected the sacrifice, so the people may open their eyes and no longer be the dupes of their tyranny, deception, and bloodshed.
They are indeed such monopolizers of liberty. Oh, almighty disposer of human events, open the eyes of my deluded fellow subjects in this once happy country. Encourage them to a free exercise of that reason, which is a portion of every individual, that each may judge for himself. Then peace and order will smile triumphant over the rugged face of war and horror. The same hand that sows shall reap the field, and our vines and vineyards be our own.
The end. Let's give it up for our incredible cast. We have Anna Maria Spy as Noah. We have Paul Carlotto as Lady Gates and Lord Sterling. We have Austin Poplin as Betty and Sullivan. We have Masha Bez as Remsen. And we have Mark Goff as General Washington. Our incredible musical accompaniment, Sarah Mucho and Jay. I am Dylan Yates. Please follow the Old Stone House. Come to the Legion with us on 6th Street. Thank you very much for coming.